Excuse me. Yo, hello, SolarLune here, and welcome to my game dev stream. Today we'll be working on MasterPlan. So I am indeed the creator of MasterPlan, and I am also the creator of Tetra 3D. Excuse me, as well as other stuff. I think that should be okay. Yeah. So yes, hello, welcome indeed to the stream. Hope everyone's doing well. Sorry for the delay here in starting the stream today. Started a little late, but had a had to use the bathroom. Excuse me. All right, but yes, hello, welcome to the stream. So it's been a little while. Let me do this here. Hold on. Let me get some music. I think that should be good. All right. So, yes, welcome to the stream. This is gonna be a little bit of a, I don't know if I would say a dual-sided stream, but I'm gonna be working on MasterPlan as well. But I also wanted to show how Tetra 3D is coming along. So last stream, we worked on improving Tetra 3D a little bit, making it work a little better. I was working on some vector math stuff, and I managed to get the vector library pretty much done. I don't really think I'm missing too much. Yeah, it actually is pretty good. So we have the ability to rotate vectors, the ability to see the angle of a vector. It'd be great if we could get the signed angle. That would be even better. I'll have to think about that to see if that's possible. Scale, divide, dot product, whether two vectors are equal, i.e. if they're close enough together. Yeah, so everything is pretty good here. Hadamard multiplication, or I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, maybe Hadamard, I'm not sure. I'm not sure who, I don't remember the race, the nationality of the guy who proposed Hadamard multiplication. It might not be pronounced that way. But yeah, we've been working on quite a lot. And then I also implemented this new API, mod vector, which basically returns a pointer to a vector so you can easily chain things together like this. So you can say movement.clone.unit.scale.toVector rather than having to do like movement equals movement.unit.scale friction. Something like that. Like, this can be annoying to have to like reset it. So it's this modification system is good. So you can see it here, because we set basically this local variable movement to be the movement vector, a modification version of that vector. Then we can just say movement.sub, movement.set0, movement.clamp magnitude, rather than having to say like movement equals movement.clamp magnitude, movement equals Tetra 3D dot new vector 0, movement equals movement.sub fr. Like, that would be kind of annoying, kind of annoying to go through constantly. So this system is a little bit better, a little bit more comfortable. I also updated this. I've been updating all of the examples to both work better as well as to be updated for the new API. So in this example, this was the bounds example, the collision checking example. I added some smooth movement, and it's just a little smoother feeling. There wasn't really any problems with it before, but now it's pretty solid. There's still some jittering here and there, but for the most part, I mean, I don't really think that's too big of a deal. That might have been be just a smaller margin. Let me try this. Yeah, it's a little better. Yeah, not perfect, but it's pretty good. And to get this, I think a generally better approach to collision detection, and you can kind of see this kind of cool thing. Well, this is a completely different thought. These squares, these cubes that are gray and red are AABB bodies. So even though they're rotated, they're still, you know, cubes. So you can't walk into them like that. So I can get through this with the cylinder, but this sphere can't go through between these two. So you can see how it pushes against it, which is really good. I feel like that's a really good solution. Like that feels and works really well. That's beautiful. That's pretty much exactly what I wanted to do. You can't squeeze through if you just force it. But I mean, like, I kind of like that solution. That feels very much like a real world, like, you know, thing where you can smush something through, or it's like, you know, pushing against it. Because basically these two objects are pushing against the object at the same time. Like you're trying to go through and you're, you know, basically resolving the object in two different directions. One like from this direction and one from that direction. Let me see, is my mouse cursor showing up? Yeah, it is. Okay. So that's great. I also added this ability where you can click to free your cursor and to lock free the cursor from the view. That's really good. All the examples do this. All of the examples are way simpler now because basically the things that vary between them, like the objects that are in the scene or the scenes that are loaded, that's example specific, but the camera and the debug drawing and stuff like that, all that stuff is handled through these two modules, the basic FreeCam and basic system handler. Which is good because both of those can also be used in a real game if you wanted to. If you wanted to just add a, you know, easy quick cam to like switch to explore around and stuff like that while you're debugging or making your game, you can do that. Also, I started working on I made a new collision test system. Previously, you could move an object. The collision test system basically said, okay, check the object that you're calling collision test on, move it, you know, some distance or no distance, check for a collision, and then move it back. But the problem with that approach is that in general, anything that you get back is dependent on the object being where it was. So you basically move an object into a position, check for a collision, move it back. Then if you get any like translation vectors or anything like that, you would have to move it back to the location where you originally moved it, or perform the test from, to then apply the MTV. It just didn't really make any sense. It felt like you were moving it forward and back and then forward to move it back. It just is unnecessary. So and there was also various other issues with it, which is essentially that when you do a collision test, it sorts the collisions according to distance, which is great, but the downside is that it gives them all to you in the state that the object was when you called it. So for example, if I control the sphere and I'm moving against these two objects, there's two collisions being handled here, one against the sphere and this rotated cube, and one versus the sphere and this cylinder. But the problem is, if you, for example, move the sphere into this cylinder and then move it out, let's say you move the sphere into the cylinder and you say, okay, I want to pop the sphere up by 3 units, right? So you move it up. It's no longer in collision with this sphere, with this red cube, with this gray and red cube. But because you already did the collision test, you would basically look at it when you do when you loop through. You don't want that, right? Or maybe you do want to check every object for collision and act on all of them evenly. So you have this kind of like dichotomy where you don't really have the ability to easily kind of handle all of the collisions as necessary. Like, I guess that, yeah, let me do something like this so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So like, let's say you have just a real simple example. Same example that I just gave, but let's say you have a sphere here, right? You have a wall here that you're colliding with. And then you have another wall here that you're colliding with. Now, if you move this sphere out of the way, so that it's no longer colliding with the white wall, you still would basically have a collision, right, with the green wall. It would still be reported. So that's the thing that I made this new collision test system to circumvent. The way that it works currently, or the way it works now, you basically can pass a collision test settings struct that basically has a couple of arguments, just two currently. One is the list of objects to check and to test against, and the first is a function that you can basically define that basically would be called for every collision as necessary. So if you have a situation where you have an object, it collides with an object, right? You move it out. Let's say that it's a player character. The player character collides with an object. You move it out of that position. If it also would have collided with another object, it will not now collide with that object, which I think is a good thing. That makes it so that you can do stuff like this, where it's basically colliding with both of these objects evenly and being pushed back out. Or if it moves into an object like this, I'm trying to see if I can. This angle's kind of messing me up. All right, if it moves into an object like this, you can see it's colliding against both objects at the same time. Yeah, beautiful. That's pretty much exactly what it should do. I really like this kind of like, it can squeeze through if it's big enough kind of system. Snowmink says, I forget, is there a collision for height maps? I'm not sure why I'm so like, why my voice is so like, I'm all choked up. There's no collision system for height maps, but you can make your own collision system for height maps if you wanted to. It's not hard, or it shouldn't be hard, because basically what determines what a bounding object is just basically the presence of these three functions. So you would be able to make your own that basically just says, essentially colliding just returns if collision is not nil, and collision test just returns a slice of collisions for the positions where actually, yeah, collision test. Let me see. Collision test basically just returns this. So I guess you could just make this. Yeah. So if you wanted to make your own, you could basically just return common collision test with the node that you have, which, basically you would make a height map node. So the only thing, essentially, I'm kind of like brainstorming / talking a lot, but you can make your own height map collision pretty simply. The only thing you would really need to do mathematically, or that would be kind of the point or the hard part, is just to make something that represents a height map. So I guess it would be a quad or some sort of, mesh for visualization, I assume. And then the actual data structure is essentially just like a quad. It's just basically the position of the object, the height map, assuming that the height map can't rotate or anything. It would just be the position of the height map, the size, and then collision would just return, basically the distance to the colliding object from the nearest point on the height map that from the distance from the colliding object, the nearest point on the colliding object, to the nearest point on the height map, and then just basically return a collision if those points are within, a certain margin, I guess you could say, if they're close enough. So no, there's no such system, but making it would be pretty simple. And that's kind of something I was thinking about earlier, is that this should be made in such a way where you can make your own, bounding objects pretty simply. So if you wanted one that, say, was a field instead of a hard object, it was a field that you could move around in some way, or a field that was composed of, for example, particles. So you could basically represent each particle as a sphere, and then just move the particles around, and then the particle field would be, basically the collection of these particles, and collision would just return, some sort of information that indicates where an object is. Like, you could do stuff like that, because this is just a pretty straightforward and simple interface, where you just basically have to loop through the different types of bounding objects and determine how a collision is determined between your custom object and this new one. So anyway, lots of talking. Anyway, this is good. This feels good. I feel like this isn't too bad. This could be just simplified by not even having this like that if you really wanted to. But that's fine. I kind of wish this was less like wordy, but I'm not sure exactly how else to do it. I guess you could say you could just take a struct of this contract, something like that, and then you could go back over here, and this would now be just like this. Does it take does this work? No. Okay, so it would have to be a struct. Oh, would it have to be like... Can I use... Yeah, so I guess there's, this would be worse. I'm just trying to see like how else can I make it kind of like smooth to use, comfortable, easy. But I guess this is fine. Oh, Lucretius, sorry about that. He said, I imagine little guy is Solar trying to make it to the stream on time. Yeah, that was basically me. Have I tried ChatGPT? It's pretty interesting. I asked it to explain some of the Godot code that I wrote, and it did pretty well. I haven't tried it. I saw a couple of people posting about it that like they're like, basically, getting code out of it, or they're interacting with it in such a way where they're able to like make a Linux terminal out of it, which is kind of insane. I'm not sure how it does that. Like, I saw that a post where a dude was like, basically act like a Linux terminal, and he was able to run Linux commands on it, like, change directory and make a file and stuff, and read the file back to the terminal, and it worked. Which is a little weird because, like, it has a memory. It knows what the file is. It has, like, it knows what commands are, and understands in the context of its local directory when you say like dir, to like list the directories within a the current working directory, or cd to change to a different one. It's kind of interesting. I'm not sure. I wonder how deep it goes. Like if it worked, as you would expect, could you run arbitrary code on a chatbot, on a GPT chatbot, where basically you're able to play Snake on a chatbot? Like I wonder what the limit is, because it's like surely it has to fall apart at some point, right? Like it can't just be a computer. Like it can't just understand using language. Oh, I need to be a computer now. Like I'm a computer. So that's very intriguing, a little scary. A little scary, because the idea that it's not just training to the point of being able to answer questions, but it's training to the point of being able to kind of like understand. Well, not understand, that's a human thing, but it's trained to the point to be able to like give responses that you would expect from a more complicated device. I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. Like, I guess the thing that's weird to me is that it's not just like, hey, pretend you're a Linux terminal, and it gives you like, the arrow, the prompt, or pretend you're, what does CD or dir usually return, and it gives you the output of what it usually would return, but you're able to use Linux commands to jump around a file system and add things to the file system and read back files from the file system. And so it's like, is it actually creating these files in memory, or creating what could be seen as files in memory? Or is it simply giving you the predicted response that you would expect? And is there a difference? Like, yeah, there's a difference, but if the only result you're looking for is that the robot, this AI bot can give you a specific output, then doesn't matter. Like, if you can spin up a robot that doesn't understand math, but that can give you the result to any equation you give it, what's the difference? Like, what's the difference? I mean, obviously the difference is there's a huge amount of memory usage with the chatbot that wouldn't be there with the calculator. But I mean, like, the idea that you can ask it to pretend to be a Linux terminal and give it commands that would work on a Linux terminal, is able to be like, oh, you would expect this to happen, so I'm going to give you that result. Like, at what point does it fall apart? I guess that's what I'm wondering. Like, how far does it go? Like, can I make a game on a chatbot? Can I give a chatbot or a GPT or whatever commands that I say, okay, now execute this every, like, give me the result of the terminal every, once every frame, 60 times a second, and that's the refreshing of the screen, and then, run this program. Like, would it understand what that means to run a program? To like, use batch, let's say, because that's something that it wouldn't need to download from anywhere. That it should be able to understand and generally use is batch, or not batch, shell, the shell processing language. Like, could you use shell to basically like mimic a game or something happening, feed it to this bot and have it execute it, not knowing what it is, but knowing what each line should do and doing those things in sequence? I don't know. It's weird. It's very weird. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Like, it's cool technologically, but it's also kind of unsettling, and it has existential it means things existentially. Anyway, but I'm not scared, for my existence. But I mean, like, I could see people being scared for their existence, because it's like, well, what's the difference if a computer doesn't understand, but it can give me what I want? Then is there any difference between that and the real thing? It's like, yes, there's a huge difference between that and the real thing. Don't get it twisted. Like a computer telling you what you want to hear is not the same as a human being telling you something. Like, don't don't think like it's the same thing. All hail Skynet. It's like, no, let's no. Anyway, this is cool. This is working. So this is basically done. I think I'm just gonna basically commit this, and this will be Tetra 3D like via 11 or something. So I need to commit it, update any wiki articles, and then push rebase main off of this, or basically catch main up to this branch. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not quite certain how easy that's going to be. We'll see. What have I been doing? Draw tooltip. Oh, I was working on tooltips. That's right. I was working on tooltips. Completely forgot. That's right. I implemented this approach where a tooltip is like a thing you hover over. I don't like this approach. Somebody suggested, like, I basically make a specific thing that you can put in that's essentially like a little button you can press that has an icon. I suppose that would be good to have a specific icon, but you can press it or hover over it or whatever, and then it will display the tooltip. So that's what we're gonna do. And the reason why I was implementing this, I believe, is because the wrapping modes. That's right. So this is gonna take a little while to finish building. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look here to see how this tooltip system is gonna work. I'm not sure if I can actually edit this in any appreciable way while it's running like this. I'm not sure what will happen. I guess we can see. So yeah, we don't want this anymore, but we do want it to draw tooltips, but just not like this. I guess I could repurpose a GUI image for the basic idea. Nah, I want a specific thing for this. Do I have anything for tooltips? I do not. I do not. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna do this here. Lucretia says, yeah, that was really crazy. I also saw someone, this is late, I saw your message, but I just didn't reply until now. I also saw someone explain an imaginary language and had the bot interpret this imaginary language. Oh, that's weird. There it goes. Okay. Right. Yeah, this is the problem. So, yeah, that's not great. So we probably want something like a question mark over here. So we're probably just going to do something like this here. It's a little bit of a round boy. Let's make it a little bit thinner, a little bit more square. Feels pretty good. Something like that should kind of get us where we want to go. Kind of feel like it's too big. Like I feel like it will be too large. I want it to be a kind of a smaller icon. So let's do that. We're gonna do this actually. Oops. Meant to press tab. Okay. So we're going to make this quite a bit smaller. This feels like it feels better and better the smaller it gets. I think feels pretty good. I think that's all right. Yeah, I think this is fine. I think this should work. Okay. Yeah, just contiguous. Okay. I feel like it could be even smaller, but this is, I think, okay. Excuse me. I'm just a coffee boy. All right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to, I mean, essentially this is an image, but it has kind of a fixed thing. Like we really want to make this easy. So let's do this. Here's what we're going to do. I guess we can do it like this. We want it to be something like right around here, 243.52. All right. Excuse me. Because basically, what we want it to be is essentially a button you press, that when you press, it just displays the tooltip. So I guess we can just make a type for this. Okay. Let's see, I don't remember what a GUI element requires. Is that not right? What's menu element? Okay, so let's grab this real quick. Rectangle returns. Okay, we got destroy. Okay, so that's basically it. So actually we can just do this. Okay. Okay, so something like that should kind of get us where we want to go. Yeah. So let's see if this works. This should kind of get us where what we're looking for. Okay, so TE root. Okay, T row. Okay, so label mode. Icon button. Okay. So row.add. All right, let's see if this works. Might be that simple. Okay, so it is there. That's good. See if this fixes things a little bit. Should display better. There we go. Okay. So we can press this. Now we probably want it over on the left side of wrap mode. Let's move it up here. Let's make text editing a little bit larger, wider. And I still think that this should be smaller. Let's see if we can get it a little bit smaller. That feels pretty good. Like that's pretty solid. Like that. Okay. Okay. better. All right. So now when it's drawing, okay. All right. All right, there we go. Okay, so let's see how this goes. Okay, set the wrapping mode for editable text. Okay, cool. That does work. So what we want to do then, we want to move this, make it so that it's. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much correct. We just need to refine it a little bit. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, actually, it's probably just plus 32. There we go. Cool. So now what we want to do is basically say if x is less than. I mean, really, I guess it doesn't matter on that front. We just wanted to basically like clamp it. So if x is greater than global screen size x, max x, that's max x. Okay. Minus size. Okay. There we go. Cool. So it's always visible. Cool. That actually works really well. There's not really a whole lot of problems there. There's probably something I'm overlooking, but I'm imagining that it's like a problem for like it might be a problem if like menus overlap or something, but I think it's okay for now. Yeah, so we might have another one for maybe yeah, automatic backups would be one that we would definitely need one for. So let's put that in there. Oh, I already did that. Let's see if that works. Okay. Yeah, that works pretty well. We don't want it to like have that much room like this. It's spacing it evenly. We don't really want it to do that. I'm wondering, why is this like even and this one is so spread out? Default expand. Oh, I see. Let's see, could I do something like expand? So can you show me what I'm okay. Rhoda expand is not equal to nil. Let me think. So I could maybe, I would like to make it so that I don't have to, I could say like basically don't expand the tooltip. Expand selected elements. I don't want to do that. That's horrible. You do something like this, where basically an expand element set is something that controls how elements are expanded. And has different modes. Like you can choose to expand selected elements, all elements, all but a selected set of elements. That would be better than this approach. Expand selected elements. Do something like this and expand element set becoming expand element set. Expand mode. You could just say in, that's fine. Expand all, if Rhoda expand. oof, yeah, this was not how we this is not how we're supposed to do it. So fundamentally, expanding all elements is the same as expanding the selected set of elements and just selecting all elements. So there's no point in having both of these. Expanded selected elements. Dot mode. If expanded, the expand mode is equal to expand all elements. All elements. Expand all elements and extend all selected elements. Expand all but selected elements. Okay. Row. Expand element set elements. I guess like we can make it so that the expand element set is created with a pointer to the row, and then just make a function that basically adds all the elements. You know, there might be more. No, that should be fine, right? Expand no elements. What am I looking at here? Okay, not too bad. Expand element set struct elements slice of a menu element. Expand mode int. Expand no elements. Yeah, like we could just say, have a function to expand all elements, expand the selected elements, expand all but the selected elements, or really add every element but that one. And by default, expand no elements. So it doesn't matter the mode because you're already selecting the elements. So then this could just be a slice of menu elements. It doesn't even have to be. No, we still have to have a pointer in order to function. Yeah, okay. Row. I guess elements could really be a map then, huh? Because I don't want a situation where like we expand something twice, right? We don't want to do that. Excuse me. It's cold in here. Can you turn on my heat? I'm cold. I'm a cold boy. Okay, so elements is a slice of menu element. Row is container row. Let's not overly complicate it for now. Okay, I just typed this out. I have no idea if it's correct. Okay, so we're looping through all the elements. Did we find something? No, we haven't found anything yet. We loop through the elements of what we're trying to avoid, so we can just rename this avoid. For e and if element is equal to so we'll go like this. True, we want to expand it. Otherwise, we don't want to expand it because this is one of the ones we should avoid. If expand, then we add it to the slice. Okay, all by, and then we'll just have one that says select none. And then we'll just say equals. I guess we could make it so that all of these. Well, no, this is fine. There we go. There we go. Okay, so now we can go over here and we can say element expand. Whoops, expand element set to be an element set, and we can pass for the row. There we go. Okay, so this should basically work. Max width. Do we actually use max width anywhere? Yes. Okay. Why the heck did I do it this way? If I'm only why did it? Okay, I'm not. Oh, I see. I see. This was a poor design in the first place. We can just do this. And let's just do that. Which means we can simplify it to even this. Okay, so element set. So this is no longer. So we really only need to do this here. That means that this we no longer care. I'm going to expand no elements. What did this used to be? I did this like as complicated as possible. I might just rewrite this. We'll see how this works. How this this might not work either. Well, this might not work either. This might not work either because we can't easily expand all of the rows. I guess we can expand them all at the end, so that's fine. Oh, this is for general. Okay. Same thing for visual. Okay. Oh, this is probably gonna be a problem. Yeah, this is probably gonna be a problem, but we'll see how it looks. I think there's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a probably pretty huge problem. But you know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a problem here.
Okay. All right. Just all right. So it's not working at all. Expand element set. Let's see. Okay, so it's greater than 0
for element. Expand element set to elements. Max width. Let's say we don't do any of this. Oh, okay. Okay, better. Let's see. Sopu says, I appreciate the streams. Nice way of seeing someone else working through stuff in Golang. Thanks. I'm definitely working through it. What the heck? How did I manage to do this? Like, how did I manage to do this? What is going on? All right. Expand. I don't really want to. Well, let me keep working on this a little bit more. I guess the problem is I can't use a default value as, you know, a default value of basically nothing is expanded as an indication that we need to expand everything. I can't presume that because there are situations where we don't want to expand anything. All right, let me go back because this is a lot of work. I don't want to change things this dramatically. But if it needs to be fixed, it needs to be fixed. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Okay, let's try this. So let's try this. This might be what we need to do. If spin set set. I guess on would be a better function. Okay. Spin. It's super far off, but it's definitely not behaving like I like. Hmm.
What is this? This is general? Visual. Expand element set. Select all. So we're adding everything to the expand element set. That's right. Okay, so it's just not working. I'm like, what is going on? All right, I think it's just literally not working. Expanding. Max width minus 1. If not expand. So if it's not in these, yeah, okay. So I guess we could just do this way for order. Okay, let's see. This might be what I'm looking for. Does max width ever get knocked out? Or should it be not? Like, I'm not even sure what. Okay, so it is working. So max width is subtracted if it's not on. This is just element order. Total element size is the length of elements. Expanding is true if E I guess we could just do do it like this. Oh, it's off. No, it should not be off. If row.expandElementSet set.on and row.expandElementSet set that contains element rect w is max width divided by total element size. Automatic backups. Okay, so well, this is tough. I feel like I know what it should be doing, but I feel like it's not doing what I think it is, or it's not doing what I'm programming it to do. Yeah, it's not expanding. Max width. It's doing exactly what I programmed it to do. Yeah, it's definitely doing what I programmed it to do. I just didn't program it correctly. Let's see. Tool size. Elements. Like everything seems to be working correctly. This is wrong. So expanding isn't working. Oh, I just straight up didn't. Hold on. No, wait, didn't I? New button.
Okay, here's a good specific situation where this should definitely be working, but it's not. Yeah, that expanding is also on. Expanding. Okay, so this might be a better situation. So numbered card might be a good way to tell if it's working correctly or not. So selecting the label, the current, the max. Oh, well that's... Yeah, okay, so select on. There we go. Okay, cool. Okay, so elements equal to expanded set elements. What is max width before we even start? What's the beginning? Width minus margin times 2. Okay. So max width should be correct when we start. Minus equal. Total element size.
Sure, this isn't working. Do I just start from scratch? Maybe I just start from scratch. Okay, that's right. Oh, this might be part of it. Let's see. Site vault. Like the part of the problem is I can't really easily debug this. So maybe this will help. Not sure how long this will take, but this might get us where we need to go. Actually, it'd probably be better if it was here. Okay, I have an idea. For now, this will work. Okay, so it's numbered 0, a line left. 0 and 1. On is false. Why is on false? Spin line set. What? Oh, look at me being an idiot. I gotta do that, dude. I gotta do that, dude. I forgot. That might have been it. That's better. That's better. Okay. Good lord. Okay, that was that was a heck of a thing. All right. So after all this, the end result is that we should be. What? Oh. We should be able to go back to. Well, we can get rid of this too. We should be able to go back to here. And deal with this. Okay. So we might be able to just do general.find rows. Select. Actually, we could probably just do this. This is a better approach. We could say select all if. There we go. Select all, instead of select all but, we can say select all if, and then just give a function that when given a menu element turns bool, and we just say if element okay, cool. So all right, so this generally should work. So we can just say select all if any dot blank okay equals me dot tooltip. Okay. All right, so this should basically allow us to make all of the rows except for the one that has. Yeah, okay, so this all of this is expanding as we want, but in general, it's all messed up. It's all fricked up. Okay. Select all if. Just say select if. Test func for element if test func element. Select if. Okay. Okay, true. Oh. No. If. Oh, what's if not? Not. All right. That was okay. I think we got there in the end. As with everything with me. We got there in the end. All right, here we go. Finally. Okay, thank goodness. All right, so this is why do we have what the heck? But yeah, this should work. This should be working. All right, cool. Woo! So you can go to settings, you can go to general, you can click on this little buddy there. It'll give you a tooltip. You click away, it'll disappear. Beautiful. Creation of automatic backups. All right, cool. So here's what we're gonna do now. Let's go back over here. That was a heck of a long time to work on something so simple, but we got there in the end. We can go back to tooltip. Draw tooltip. Tooltip. Draw tooltip. Do we do? I guess we do two fill racks. That's racks. Two. All right, something like this should kind of get us where we want to go. Gotta reverse the order, my dude. What? Let's see. What the heck? -2, width +2. It shouldn't be width +4 because the. Oh yeah, that's right. It is width +4, height +4. There we go. Automatic backups. Enables the creation of automatic backups. Note that these backups will be stored in the same location as the project save file. This being the case, the project must be saved first in order for automatic backups to work. Let's go. Okay. So this works. This works. Now we can finally actually like do the things we want to do. So now adding hints should be pretty simple. We just have to identify the things that we want to add hints for. Auto load last project could be useful to have one. So we'll put the one there. I think it's the project you last loaded. Yeah, will be loaded. The last project you loaded from disk will be loaded when starting master plan. Okay, save window position. That might be useful to have a hint for. Enabled. When enabled, the same position and size as when it was last closed.
Okay, focus on elapsed timers, notify on elapsed timers. This could be useful to have a hint for. When enabled and a timer elapses in MasterPlan, when enabled and a timer elapses in MasterPlan, a okay. All right, that kind of gets us where we want to go for most of this. What else? Visual, always show numbering, show status messages, show grid, high grid on zoom out, flashlight to cards. And this might be good to have. Image buffer max size. Always show numbering, that might also be good. Yeah, that's not very descriptive, so let me...
else do I need? Show status messages might be good. That's not really that necessary. Image buffer. Okay. Okay. That should kind of get us where we want to go. That should be it. This creation of automatic backups. Note that these backups will be stored in the same location as the project's save file. This being the case, the project must be saved first in order for automatic backups to work. Auto load the last project. When enabled, the last project you loaded from disk will be loaded when starting MasterPlan. Save window position. When enabled and MasterPlan is launched, the window will have the same position and size as when it was last closed. Okay. Yeah, you see the issue here. It's because these are drawing first, but the draw... This text is drawing like after. The tooltip is drawing after. We need the tooltip to draw on top, so we'll have to figure out what to do about that. When enabled and a timer elapses in MasterPlan, when the window is unfocused, a notification will appear through your operating system. Okay. When enabled and you create a new card, it will be added just below the currently selected card in the same stack. When set, links to media, images, music, etc. on the internet will be downloaded and saved to this directory instead of cached using a temporary directory. Using this can make external resources much faster. The media is then loaded from this directory as the media. Okay. All right, let's see. Okay. The size of the image buffer, which is used when displaying images, the higher the buffer size.
the more GPU memory it takes to display, but the higher the effective maximum resolution can be. Just that's basically it for that. All right, so I think we're good. Input what should be done when double click on the project background. All right, well that's basically it. That's why I won for cursor. All right, so this is basically it. It's going very well. So that's all great. But the thing is now I need to figure out how to get the text to display properly. Basically we need the tooltip to draw on top. We need the tooltip to draw later. So basically okay, here's what we're gonna do, because I can't really come up with a easy way to solve this. We're gonna make a quick priority system. Or we can say draw on top. Something like this. And then we go back to here, where we loop through the rows and draw them. We just do this again. Why is this lagging so bad? It's like there's a memory leak, but
That's not the issue. Let me see. Well, that was great. Yeah, my camera froze too. All right, well, anyway, this is basically it, so we'll call it. I just have to do this. Hold on. There we go. The Go language server, for whatever reason, was just like eating up my memory like crazy. All right, so this should generally do what we want it to do. Yeah, there we go. Bruh. Okay, so we want this to draw on top of everything. Okay, but we do want it to draw on that. We do want it to deal with the clip rectangles. Okay. I guess I can make so that the spawn position doesn't change. Let's see. Okay, so then TTI spawn start. Something like that. There we go. Beautiful. All right, well, that worked really well. It's unfortunate it took so long to get to this stage, but I mean, like, it is working. Yeah, it is working, and it does work well. It is pretty solid, so I'm happy with the outcome. All right, well, thank you very much for watching. I've been SolarLune. I'll catch you guys on the flip side next time. I still have to implement like some tables or something, because like I haven't made any really huge progress on this in a while, so hopefully I can do that moving forward. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been real to catch everybody on the flip side. Yeah, so thank you very much for watching. If you want to support development, please check out the links in the description to my Patreon, to my itch page, and I really do appreciate everybody stopping by. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya.